Hi, in this video we will go through the November 2020 paper 2 in the database task. So you're going to prepare some reports. So using a suitable database package, import N220 scores.csv. So always remember CSV is actually a text file and you need to use the suitable database package. So first of all, launch your access. Okay, launch your access, blank database. So you have to get ready with your access, your database package first. So I will save it here. For me, I will just name the database as task3. Okay, and perform save, create the database. So you will create this database. So import import N220 score.csv, and these are the file name we want. Okay, and in these questions, you can see that the race number as the primary key, which is your PK, and these are the few data type you need to make sure. So to import, you can close the table first, then go to external data, go to new data source from file. CSV is actually a text file, so open it as a text file. But before we start, when you browse the file, you can have a look on the preview data first. So import, okay. So you will see that your data actually have some separation using comma. So for me, I will cancel it and I will close my database package first. It seems that we need to do some setting, especially for this km hours, which is going to show in 2 decimal places. So it's about the time setting because there's an hour involved. So what we have to do is you need to go to the setting. You need to go to setting, go to time and language, then go to region, additional time, date and region setting, go to region. You have to change because when you go to your original data source, the score data source file, if you open it, have a look. You can see that, okay, the data, there is one separations of the data, like this is last name, first name, club, code, age, and km hour. Your km hour is 5,92. So the comma have to become decimal places. So we need to do some changes over here. So we need to go to additional setting, decimal places, change it to decimal symbol, change it to comma. Okay, we have to change the decimal symbols to comma. This is the first setting which you need to do. And then the time, the short time, because if you look at the questions, in question 22, it should display HHMM as us. So we go to the short and long time here, HHMM as us. So we have to choose this setting. Okay, you have to choose this setting. 2 settings you need to do. First one is for the time, HHMM as us. And then the number, we use this decimal symbol. You choose comma first. Okay, so applied, okay, applied, okay. Then open your database which you created just now. Now only you import your file. So go to text file, import your file. So browse, import score, okay. Next, so here first row contains field name. Go to advanced here. So in the import specification, we need to cross check we did the correct setting. So first name is a text data type. So you can see here first name is a text data type, last name also, and the club code. So first 3, no problem. The age is actually integer. Okay, the age is actually integer. So this one, okay, okay, okay. Age is integer. So age integer, no problem. And then next one, km hours, 2 decimal places. So km hour double because 2 decimal places. Okay, later we're going to set it. Positions, score, race number is integer. So positions, score, race number integer, no problem. And then cat code, text, and distant km is number integer. So confirm, no problem. Okay. Then next. So choose your own primary key. In this case, our primary key, we have to set it as raised number. Then next, finished. So once you've done it, open your database, have a look. So you can see that in your km hour, it's showing comma as the decimal places, right? Okay. So what we have to do, because just now we changed it to comma because our original source is with comma. So now I'm going to change this with decimal places, full stop. So what we need to do is, again, you need to first close your database, then go back to your original setting. Okay, go to your setting, go to this region, go to region, and under additional setting, again you change your symbol, decimal symbols, from comma you change it to full stop. Okay, from comma you change it to full stop, apply, okay. So confirm your changes, then open back your database, relaunch your database. So now when you launch your database, you can see that just now it was 8,77, it has been changed to 8.77. Okay, it has been changed to 8.77. So this is how we get it for the two decimal places. And you can see that this is 6.1. There's haven't yet to go to decimal places 2 point. So go to design view. Okay, go to the design view of your table. Go to km hour. Change the decimal places to 2 decimal places, and the format you can choose to make it fixed. Okay, to fix the decimal places. So save your table and switch to your data view. Then you can see that it has been shown to you 6.10, 2 decimal places here. So this is how we can import it and make it 2 decimal places happen, with the full stop. Okay, with the full stop as the symbol notation. Then you can continue with question number 19. Import the file N220 clock as a new table in your database and set the field with appropriate data type and clock code as the primary key. So to import the new table, again we go to the external data. CSV file is a text file, always remember. So go to the text file, browse. So navigate to the file where you save your work. Okay, to the folder where you save your work, and then click on clock, open. So this is a new table. So import the source as a new table, first option. Click OK. So next, set the first row as the field name, because you can see the clock positions and so on and so forth. They are the field name. Go to advanced. Okay, to check your import specifications. So far there's no much problem. We don't need to change the things. Okay, then you can go to next. Then next here. Choose my primary key. Now your primary key, if you check through the questions again, clock code is your primary key. So go to clock code as the primary key. So next, finished. So you can open, have a look. This is your clock table. Okay, so next one, question number 20. Import N220 group as a new table again and set with the appropriate data type, and then group code as the primary key. So go to external data, new data source, then text file. Okay, always remember CSV file is a text file. So import the group table. Then next, first row contains the field name. And always go to advanced and cross check. Okay, cross check again, make sure your data type and your field name, they are appropriate. And then next, so here we can choose our primary key, group code as a primary key. Then next, finished. So this is your third table, group table. Okay, so you have to place in your evidence number 5 showing the primary key, the field name, as well as the data type for all the 3 tables. So one by one, we need to screenshot their setting. So go to your score table, design view. Then because we actually did the setting for the 2 decimal places, so it will be good you show this in your screenshot. So we will take the snipping tools screenshot. So when you screenshot, you need to always make sure that your table name, then the primary key is shown clearly, and then the setting you did for the 2 decimal places. So open your evidence documents. Okay, open your evidence document, put it in your evidence number 5. So this is the screenshot of your evidence for the score table. You need to give 3 tables. So second table is the club table. So go to design view again and take the screenshot. So you need to make sure that the table name, primary key, field name, and data type, they are all fully shown. So this is the second table. And then third table, the group table. So take the snipping tools again. Sorry, you have to go to the design view. Make sure you show the data type and the field name. So screenshot. So always remember the primary key must show clearly. So this is your third table. So you're having the 3 tables here in your evidence number 5. So this is your question number 20. Then question 21. Create a one-to-many relationship as a link between club code field in the club table and club code in the score table, group code in the group table, and the cat code in the score table. So take the evidence document showing the types of relationship for these 3 tables. So always remember, before you create any relationship, make sure you close all your tables. Okay, go to database tools, relationship. So in the relationship, add the 3 tables in, select all the 3 tables. Okay, then you may adjust the preview, make sure that it is fully shown properly. So the club code, point to the club code here. Then check enforce referential integrity, create the relationship. Then group code, go to cat code, point to it, then release. Check enforce referential integrity. So we can see that this is one-to-many relationship. One club code belongs to many club code in the score table. One group code in the group table belongs to many category codes in the score table. So you can screenshot like this. Take snipping tools. So this is the relationship for your the 3 tables. So this is how it should look like. So that is for your question number 21. Then question number 22. Enter the following detail as a new record in your score table. So these are the details you need to enter. And then check your data entry for errors and save it. So we have to type it in the score table. So I will put it side by side, which is easier for us to actually do the keying of data. So close the relationship first, save it. Remember to save your relationship. Then since they didn't ask you to create the form, you can just key in the data accordingly. Okay, you can just key in the data accordingly. So click on the new records icon here. So go to the new records and you need to clean the record. So always remember, in IGCSE exam, when you key in the record, always key in 100% accurate. So any typo, you will lose the marks. So make sure you key in. So 4.05 to 125 1476 FE and then 50. So always cross-checking, make sure you type in properly. Okay, make sure you type in properly. So I will cross-check again whether my score has been typed in correctly. 125, it seems that I have some typo here, so just cross-check here. 125, 50, yes, no problem. Then save your data, So this is how the data have been keyed in into your score table. Okay, so after we type in the data, now we move on to question number 23. So in question number 23, you have to use using field from all tables, produce a tabular report. Okay, so it contains a new field called total time, which is calculated at runtime. This field will multiply the km hour by distance km and divided this by 1440. Format this to display HMMSS. So they have a specific formatting you need to follow through. Okay, then select the records where, only select the record where there's a conditions here. So this is your query criteria. Club name includes, okay, text MTB, age is 20 or more, distance km is 50 or 75. Show only the following fields. So these are the fields which you need to show, okay, in this order, and all the labels are displayed in full. And always remember, do not group the data. Then sort the data in ascending order of club name and descending order of positions. Then orientation is landscape, and you need to make sure that all your data fit single page wide, and the includes only the text, okay. MTB marathon results as a title at the top of the page. Formatted, so they need a specific formatting. Black colors, 30 points, serif fonts, and all the letters are fully visible. And ensure that your name, center number, candidate number are at the footer of the report so that it appear on every page. So for you to actually do this task, okay, there are actually few parts which you need to complete. The first sections is actually to produce a report. Always, okay, these are the parts which we always go through by doing the query. So you need to do the query first. Okay, always do the query. Then second part, the second sections. So start from here. I always overlapped it. Okay, start from here is the setting which you need to do for your report. Okay, it's the things which you need to do the report. So every time when we need to generate a report, you need to perform query to get ready with the data you use to show. Then only you set up for your report. And in this case, you can see that there is a calculated field, new field, which calculated at runtime. So that's your calculated field. So the syntax to write in the database is when this is the calculated field name. So it is total time and colons. That's the syntax colons. So what it's going to do in the calculation is the km hour multiplied by the distance km. So these two are the field names. So you have to write them within the square bracket. Okay, you have to write them within the square bracket to show that this is the field name. And after this data will be divided by 114. So the formula will be written after the colon. So to generate the query, you need to go to create query design. Okay, go to query design. So insert the tables we are having. So we insert all the three tables because we already linked them together. So we can insert the three tables and follow the sequence here. The sequence as where your data need to show. So it starts from last name, first name, gender, age, race number, km hour, distance km, club name, positions. Then lastly is your total time. So we go to first one, last name, select last name, double click, first name, and then gender. So gender field is in the group. Okay, gender field is in the group table. So select. So you can see that it's taken from the group table. Then age, and then race number, and then our km hour, and then distance km, and then club name. So club name is here. Okay, then positions, and lastly you need to put in the total time. So go to the blank field here. You type in total underscore time colons. Then put in the field which we need to do the multiply. So km hour is a field name. So square bracket km hour square bracket multiply with square bracket distance, because distance km is also the field name. Okay, square bracket. And remember we do the bracket here because they did the multiplication first. Then lastly only I widen the section here so you can see properly. Okay, divided by 1440. So this is the formula which we need to perform. Then you can run your query, have a look. So this is the data, how it presents. So you can see that the data now, the total time is 0 point something. So we need to format the formatting. Okay, because in the questions you can see that they want you to show it in HHMMSS. So to show in HHMMSS, right click, property. So the property for this particular field. So if you go to the format, you actually realize that there is nothing about the HHMMSS, right? So to make this happen, you can actually type in the formatting HH colons colon SS. Okay, then you can, so you type in HHMMSS, then save your query. So here I will save my query as MTB marathon results. Okay, save your query, run it. So you can see that it transforms into the formatting as what we want. Okay, your total time will transform into the formatting as what we want. So before that, your original data, we having 773 records. So now we need to do the filter. Okay, we need to do the filter. So the filter is actually this part. So here is the sections. Here is the sections for the filter. Select the records for filter. So club name includes MTB. So when you see the word include, you need to use the wildcard asterisk. Okay, you need to use the wildcard asterisk and also the like operator. So we go to the club name and the criteria. You put in like asterisk MTB asterisk. So because MTB is the text, right? So you put them within double quotation. So when you run the query, you will see that your club name, as long as include MTB, it will show. So from 773 records now, it slash until 102 records. Then we go to the next criteria. The age is 20 or more. So go to the age field. So go to the age field. Okay, criteria 20 or more. So means that 20 is included. So more than equal 20. This 20 don't need double quotation because it is a number data type. So when you run the query, just now it was 102 record. It has been slashed until 64 records now. Okay, it will narrow down until 64 records. Then the next criteria we need to put in is the km. Distance km is 50 or 75. So go to distance km is 50 or 75. Use the or operator because either one. So when you run the query now, the distance km is only show for 50 or 75. So now you have 40 records being extracted. So save your query. Okay, save your query. Then we are going to move on to how to produce our report. Okay, we're going to produce our reports now. So to produce a report, we already get ready our data in the query. So this is your query with 40 records. So now we're going to continue with the report. To create the report, personally, I would more prefer to use the report wizard to create the report. So you go to the report wizard, make sure you select the correct query you have prepared with your data, and all the available fields have been actually selected properly. So just need to select all of them. Okay, you can click on this icon. Okay, these tools to actually select all the field into the selected field. Then go to next. So from here, you can actually decide how your data can be viewed. So if you choose based on club, it means that it will do the grouping based on the club name. Okay, because they are repeated club names, so they will be grouped accordingly. So since in the question you can see here the emphasis do not group the data. So we will need to actually make sure that we don't group the data. So we do it like this. Okay, the data have been shown based on the score. Then go to next. Okay, so do you want to add any grouping? So in this case, we don't need to choose any grouping. But if let's say we want to do the grouping, then you can just select based on the sections we want. Okay, then go to next. So the sorting, I won't do it in the report wizard because if we do it in the report wizard, the respective field which we do the sorting, it will move as the first column or first field. So I will do it when we are in the report. Okay, so we go next. So in this layout, we're going to decide what is the layout we want. So we want the tabular report, and the orientation is in landscape. Okay, and make sure you check the checkbox for adjust the field width so that the field are fit in the one page. So it will somehow help us to do some pre-adjustment. Then next, so here what's the title you want for your report? So in this case, the title we have for our report is MTB Marathon Results. So you type in the title here. So MTB Marathon Results. Okay, make sure you type exactly the same. Then preview the report, finished. So this is how your report looks like. I prefer you to actually do the preview first before you do any adjustments so that you can have some overall idea. Like especially here, you can see very clearly like some of the field name is not fully shown. So we will go to the layout view to do our adjustment. So click on the field name and hold down the control key on your keyboard, and you can select the data. So one of the benefits of using the layout view to do the adjustment is that you can have the preview of your records, and it can help you to determine, okay, whether you show up all the data clearly or not. So every time when you do the adjustment, you need to scroll down to confirm that, okay, you won't miss any data. So we need to adjust for the first name and then for the gender. So every time when you adjust, you just need to do a draft scroll down to make sure that, okay, all your data are fully shown in their respective positions. Okay, but you don't try not to cram all the data together so that it's easier for your reader to actually read it. So every time when we display our data, we need to consider, okay, whether our reader can read the data properly or not. Okay, whether it is actually comfortable for them to read up the data. So the positions. So I will leave some gap for the total time. Okay, so that we can have a better view for the total time. Okay, so this is how the data should looks like. Okay, so after we adjust all the data fully visible, I'm going to do the ordering, okay, whether it is going to be ascending order or descending order now. So to do the ordering, we have to go for first one, ascending order of our club name, and then ascending order of positions. So we go to group and sort. Okay, so we're going to do the sorting. So add a sort, and here we want first one is club name. So go to the club name. Okay, then ascending order, so A on top. So then ascending order of positions, so go to positions, then ascending order, so smallest to largest. So when you do this, you can see that, okay, you will do based on the club name, ascending order, then positions, ascending order again. So this is how the sorting can be done here. Okay, so after the sorting, so sorting done, then single page wide done, landscape done. Okay, we're going to format our title. So MTB Marathon result is actually on the top of the page, and these are the format we want, black 30 point serif fonts. So select the title and you can do the formatting here. So change it to black color, okay, black fonts, 30 points. So change the font size here. So you can type in 30. Okay, so the fonts become larger, and we want serif font. So always remember when it is serif fonts, okay, so some keynotes for you. When it is serif fonts, you have to always, we will encourage you to choose Times New Roman. And when we want sans serif fonts, then you are encouraged to use Arial. Okay, you are encouraged to use Arial. That's an example of the fonts family we can use for sans serif. So we want serif, so go to here you choose Times New Roman. So the one with the short hands, okay, shorthand or the short head and tilt. So that is your serif and serif fonts. Okay, so all the texts are fully visible. Then you must have your name, center number, candidate number at the footer so that it appears on every single page. So to do this, we will go to the design view. Okay, I prefer to go to the design view. Then we want it to appear on every single page, so you are encouraged to write it in the page footer. Page footer, those information in the page footer will appear on every single page, whereby the information in the report footer is only at the last page of your report. So go to design, use a label. Label is just to display, they won't do any calculation. So use a label, put in your candidate's details here. So it will be good, okay, if you can roughly adjust the width of the box. Okay, this is to ensure that all your data are fully visible. And then you can change the font size or the font color to black. Okay, then go to the print preview. Always go to print preview, have a look. So this is how the data should look like. So your candidate's details is at the bottom. Okay, and you can see here it is more than one page. So you go to the second page. This is how it should looks like. Okay, so you can actually output your printout. So save and print your printout. So you can save your work, and to print you just press the print button. Here I will output as a PDF to let you have a look. Okay, how it should looks like. So if I output as a printout, so this will be how our printout 2 shall looks like. So this is your printout 2. So when you printed, this is the hard copy. So that is your printout number 2. Okay, after we generate our printout 2, now we go to our question 24. So in question 24, you have to, using the field from the score and the clock table, so only these two tables, to produce a tabular reports again. So select the records where this is the query criteria. Positions is 1. Country does not include Kent. Show only 6 fields: positions, first name, last name, clock number, clock name, country, and distance km. In this order, all the data and label are fully displayed, and do not group the data. Then sort the data in descending order of country, and the orientation should be portrait, single page. Okay, fit in single page. This one single page, not single page wide. So you have to produce your report in only one page only. Okay, include only the text winning club members as the title in the larger font size, fully visible and at the top of the page. Then calculate average distance and positions. Okay, average distance and positions under this distance km column, format it as integer, and put a label average race distance to the left of this value, and then your candidate's details on the report. Then save and print your report. So as similar to task question number 23, these questions, the first part here is the one which you need to do it using query to prepare the data you need. Okay, to prepare the data we need, or to extract out the records. Then after that, the second part is actually how the reports should look like. So this is done in the report. So here is done in the report. Okay, so we will go for our query first. So close your report you did in question number 23. And to create the query again, we will call out for our query design. This round you only need the score and the clock table. Okay, you need these two tables. So select these two tables and follow the sequence as what is shown for the data. So positions, first name. So you go to get the positions first. So double click positions, first name, and then last name, then clock name, and then country. So go for country, and last one distance km. So this is what we need. Okay, then you go to the query criteria. Positions is 1, country does not include Kent. So here we can go to the positions equals to 1. So positions criteria is 1. So you can run your query. This is how it looks like. Okay, then country we want to exclude Kent. Okay, does not include Kent. So we go to the country does not include. You can use the operator not, okay, and then double quotation KENT. not. Okay, or you can use NOT. So run the query. Now you should get 35 records now. Okay, you should get 35 records now. So you can save your query. Okay, for me, I will use the report title for our query. So winning club members. So save your query first. So after you save your query, click on the query you are having and you go to create report wizard. So make sure that the query club, winning club members, and this is all the data we need for our report. Select it. Next. So no grouping needed. So next. Okay, don't do any grouping. So go next. Sorting, we will do it later on in the layout view of our report. Then next, here is the setting for your orientation. So orientation is portrait, tabular report. So next, and here you type in the title. So the title is winning club members. Okay, so make sure you type correctly. There's no typo. Make sure there's no typo, then finish. So this is how we always go to preview, okay, for your report. So this is how your report should looks like. And you can see here the positions, the word P is missing. Okay, and the distance km is showing with the hashtag, means that there's not enough space for you to display the data. So we go to the layout view of your report and you adjust your data properly. So we will select this to ensure that the consistencies of the data, okay, they are all fully shown properly. So first name, you adjust also. So since I still have more gap, I can actually narrow it a bit, okay, for the columns. And then same thing, go for last name, because we need more space for the for the club name. So go to the club name, widen the columns or the field for this club name. And for the country, so adjust the country. And then distance km, this is the one. So I need to make sure that it is all fully shown. Okay. Then next thing is what we need to do is over here we are having the positions, the query already done. They are showing in the order as what we want. Okay, we need to go for the portrait. Okay. Then descending order of country. So we go to descending order of country, go to sort. So add sort. Descending order of country, so country, descending order, Z on top. So you can see that, okay, W go first, followed by S, followed by N. Okay, so this is how we add the ordering. So after you add the ordering, okay, cross check which one we have done. So ordering done. Make sure that we make it in the single page, okay, and our title is in the larger fonts. So title is already in the larger fonts. Okay, let's check whether we are in a single page or not. So go to your print preview, have a look. Yes, it is in a single page. Okay, this is how the data should look like. Your report should look like. And next one you need to put in is the calculation for the average distance. Okay, the calculation for the average distance and position. So for the average distance and positions, what we need to do is we need to do the calculation. So which field shall we do the calculation? Is for the distance km. So go to, you can do it, there are a few methods to do it. The first one of the method is you can do it in your design view. You click on the distance km because the questions mentions that you have to put it under, okay, below the distance km column. So you can do in this first method, select the data for distance km, then go to the calculation design tab, total, go for average. So when you click on this, you can see that at the bottom it come up with one calculations for you. Okay, come up with the one calculation for you. So this is the average for the distance km. And then you just include one label to write down the average race distance. Okay, this is the first method you can do. If you go to the design view, you can see that here is the calculation. Okay, here is the formula. So you can widen the column to have a look. Okay, widen the text box to have a look how it looks like. Okay, another methods we can do is you can actually go to the design tab. You write the formula by yourself. So you can go to the text box, include the text box. So under the unbound, this is the text box. you write in the formula. So FVG. So one of the disadvantages of doing this is you need to make sure that you type in the field name properly. If any single typo mistake, okay, or typing mistake, it may cause that this formula cannot generate, okay, they cannot get the value as what we need. Okay, so you need to make sure that you adjust the column width. Then when you go to print field preview, you can see that, print preview. Okay, you can see that this is the data. Okay, because just now I widened a bit my page margin, so here I need to adjust a bit here. Okay, so just narrow it. Okay, then the text value here, you can, the label, you can put in the value, okay, the word average race. So average race distance. Okay, so adjust the label box. Make sure the data are fully shown. Okay, and don't forget this value must show in integer. So go to the text box, right click, properties, and for the format here, you have to change it to integer. So you fix it, okay, you fix it, and then make the decimal places 0 decimal places. So when you go to print preview, you could see that here, this is the value. Okay, you could see that this is the value which you should perform. So this is how your report. So when you go, after you've done this, yeah, last one, your candidate's detail. So if they never mention whether it should be in the footer or header, I will encourage you to write it in the footer. So go to the footer, okay, you can narrow a bit the equal now box, and then use the label again, and here you put in your candidate's details. Okay, so it should be your sentence, your full name, sender number, and your candidate's number. So go to print preview. This is how it should look like. So this is your printout number 3. Okay, so when you go to your printout number 3, this is how it should happen in your printout 3. Okay, then in this task, in question number 24, you also need to include evidence number 7, which a screenshot showing the formula used in the database to calculate the average distance. So to do this, you need to go to your design view. Make sure that the text box to do the calculation are fully shown. Then get your snipping tools. Okay, get your snipping tools. Screenshot, capture, show us the formula you have used. Then put it in your evidence 7. So this is how it should look like. Okay, make sure the evidence are fully shown and it is clear. Okay, then last one, question number 25. Export the report created in step number 24 in a PDF format and save the export file as with an appropriate file name in your work area. Okay, then place evidence screenshot show the export file is saved in your work area and make sure that there is the evidence of file type. So we go to our report. Okay, you can export into PDF like what we did just now. Okay, just go to export PDF and then you named it winning club members, then publish. This is one method you can do. Okay, PDF format, right? Another method which you can do is actually you can go to, okay, let me save my work first. Then you can go to the report you're having, right click, export, and here you choose PDF. Actually, it's the same method. Okay, then you click publish. So this is how it should be. And how to prepare the evidence, you just need to go to your work and then make sure you go to your folder setting. Make sure your file name extension is being shown. So you can see the .pdf. Okay, another thing is make sure that the file type is fully shown. Then you can just use your snipping tools, screenshot. This is what you need to prove to us. So it will be good if you include also the file size. Okay, include also the file size and put it in your evidence number 8. So we need to make sure that our descriptions and our picture are in the same page. So this is how you can prepare your evidence number 8. So that's all in your task 3 database. I hope this video will help you to solve your database problem. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed this video.